it fucks with dudes. I'm serious. I mean, you go to some of these foreign countries and you see actually women with no attitudes. You know what I'm saying? You see actually women that following men. You see what I'm saying? You see oh, y'all gonna get mad at me for saying this, but you see women.
You won't get mad.
Yeah, you see women. The women, the people that we allegedly got as women, they're not women. They're actually uh niggas dressed up as women. That's no. That's why transgenders goddamn can blend in so good with y'all.
Don't bring
Okay,
that into
all right.
this.
Stop me if I'm lying.
What can we do to like basically get better? And I think from women, or maybe I'll just speak individually. I'll say that individually. I don't want to speak for all women because that's not my place, right? But individually, I when I took some time to like really figure out what I needed to do to become a better partner, a better woman, whatever the case may be, a sister, a daughter, a friend, all of those things, I had to be accountable. I had to stop allowing myself to think that life was happening to me, and I had to take all of those experiences that I felt, everything that I experienced. I had to sit there and say, okay, we got one or two options. One option is you can be a victim, you can get swept up in a muddy undertow, or the other option is you can take this experience and use it as a teachable moment for someone else. You can use that wisdom that you learned from this experience and use it as a teachable moment for someone else. And so the main thing is accountability here. I would say collectively, as a group, as a whole, as two parts, we are we have to get out of this individual mindset. If we're talking about community, nation building, cooperative efforts, we cannot look at it from an individual perspective. And a lot of us are struggling with understanding how that works in a relationship. Yes, you have two singles in a relationship, but when you come together, you become one unit. And when we're operating from that individualistic mindset, it becomes very difficult to see things from a together or from a cooperative situation. I would say the other thing is um, to really have more empathy for each other. I think, again, and I'm going to speak on myself individually, I think I was recently I was recently spoken to about, I asked the guy, what are some things, if you could teach, or if you could talk to men and women, but specifically women as a Black man, what would you say that you think that we don't quite understand? And what he explained to me is that Black men don't have the environment or the space to say, hey, I need help. I don't understand how this was done, because we don't have households where Black men are in there all the way from start to finish. If they're there sporadically. And so we have Black boys who don't go through an initiation process. They don't know what it means. We don't have a process where, okay, now you're a man. This is what it looks like. You have transitioned from a young boy to a man. We don't have these things. And so because we don't have these things, we don't have men who are understanding what it means to be a leader. We have men that say, okay, yeah, provision is this, but it's also spiritual connectedness. And so if we don't have these things in place, our families and our relationships will struggle. They'll only be as good as our weakest link, right? And so I think the last thing is just respect. Really it's accountability, it's empathy, it's respect, it's compassion, it's knowing that you see what I'm going through. I see what you're going through. Let's put everything beside us, bygones be bygones, and figure this out together, because if we don't, then that's it. But I think also we're just very fearful of each other. I think we're fearful of like really just going head first into each other, and being vulnerable and being open, because there's that pain and that trauma and that hurt. If I do this, I'll get hurt. So I'm going to pretend like I don't want to be with you. I'm going to pretend like all of this other different stuff, when ultimately we need each other. We know we need each other, but somebody, whether it's men or women, someone has to sit there and say, okay, you know what? I'm going to sit here and I'm going to listen. I'm going to do my part now, so we can both do this together. We have to have somebody willing to do that. But it's difficult because, again, we don't really have a blueprint of what it looks like to be successful in these different ways. We have to kind of figure it out ourselves.
Go ahead, Mr. Logic. He said they're misunderstood. Go ahead. I want to hear.
It's misunderstood because you got to realize what you see, right? Like, look, I'm an advocate to say that you know what, I probably traveled all over the world, and I never dated outside my race, and I probably never would. But you got to realize with the state of the women that's in today, these men get the opportunity to travel, and they see a different Motherfucker calling me. I'm sorry. They see a different type of woman. It fucks with dudes. I'm serious. I mean, you go to some of these foreign countries and you see actually women with no attitudes. You know what I'm saying? You see actually women that following men. You see what I'm saying? You see oh, y'all gonna get mad at me for saying this, but you see women.
You won't get mad.
Yeah, you see women. The women, the people that we allegedly got as women, they're not women. They're actually uh niggas dressed up as women. That's no. That's why transgenders goddamn can blend in so good with y'all.
Don't bring them
Okay,
into
all right.
this.
Stop me if I'm lying.
Don't bring them into this.
I
logic.
mean, women can be a little bit more ladylike. I will agree with that. So I'm just gonna mute my butt because y'all want that.
Well, man, if they blending in, I mean, are you?
Pam, do not feed into his nonsense.
No.
I do listen, but Team Della, I would agree that some of the women are not ladylike.
I really have a follow-up
I do
question.
as well.
Toughness to them.
I feel like there are a lot of women that have to be in that and take on that masculine role. And so when we hear a lot of the men, when we hear these men saying the women are niggas in a dress, what you're really saying is that they're in the masculine role. And so, you know, and there's a reason why they're in there, and that's a whole conversation to be had in and of itself. But, you know, I just think we should just leave the transgender friends out of it, you know?
Well, he
No,
said
but
they're
see,
playing
look, what you
with
just
us.
did, Team Della, is you got triggered by the information I produced.
I'm not triggered.
Wait, hold up.
I'm not triggered.
Because you cut me off. I'm just saying, listen. Just listen to what I said. If my facts don't align, then come back and just bomb on me. But no, the reason you stopped me so fast is because you know what? You said to yourself, damn, that nigga got something. That's why you cut me off so fast. Yeah, that's why you
That is not.
You might be on to something, Logic, but my question is, if they're able to blend in with us, does that mean that men are being confused also? You're not sure. You can't tell.
I'm out of here.
You can't.
Oh, look, see, she not ready for the truth.
Right. So I know. Listen, but I agree. Let's just look. So let's keep that. I don't like to talk about it either. So let's just. I think we can carry on the conversation without that part being in. So
I
go
think
ahead.
that was a valid question. He brought it up. I had a valid question.
If they can't, that's their prerogative. They'll find out. You know, that's their personal business.